my message out. Oh, jeez. They hate me. They hate my truth. Yes, they do. The disgusting feminine narcissists out there in society will evade boundaries and evade privacy. They don't believe in your individual rights as a human being. They think that it's a joke. They think that you don't need them. They think that you're schizophrenic or whatever, or paranoid about it. You're not. They're trying to invade your privacy. They're trying to evade boundaries. When you hear them act a certain way, it's because they want to take God's God-given rights away from you in a covert manner to try to replicate God's omnipresence. They want to become gods. What I believe is they should be all hung for treason or chopped up like Jezebel with a guillotine. And that would be for treason too, and terrorism. I really do believe that. None of them are good. Not many of them. There's like a 1% category of women that are righteous, and there's a 1% category of men that are righteous. And there's the ones that want to do better, and the ones that just want to live contently. And then you got the narcissists that just all need to be ripped up to shreds, legally and constitutionally. None of them are good enough. None of them are worth any grain of salt. All of them are disgusting, vile, putrid, filthy, parasitic, disgusting, filthy people. None of them are worth anything in society. None of them are good enough. None of them are anything. That's it. They're all disgusting. Everybody hates being controlled. Everybody hates this game. Nobody deserves to be stalked and harassed by some retard that they've been cut off from. That retard is a narcissist, and that's the truth. And it is extremely true because God has said in the Bible, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. In the image of God, you were created. And these narcissists want to take that, spite you, harass you, stalk you, believe that you're nothing, when you're worth something in society, all because you've created boundaries. I believe in boundaries. I believe in privacy. I believe in personal freedoms. I don't want anybody to have that taken away from them. I don't like my own privacy being taken away from. And that is just the truth. I've been consistent. I've been pursuing this. I've been doing what I need to do to get my message out. It is tough. When it says in the Bible that they want to take your rights away, in Jeremiah 5:26 through 5:31, they are not kidding. They will use any tactic. It is insanity that they do this to people. And honestly, I truly do believe that it's going to get to that point because I feel it. I feel the fire of God in me. I feel that power to be able to want to rid the world of oppression. And I just want to live my life peacefully at the same time. I want to live my life in peace and privacy as well. And I have a lot of power. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that I have God's power flowing through me all the time because He's the one guiding my direction. I have been oppressed by narcissists 24/7, and it is like nonstop, like subliminal attacks. covert attacks. These people are insanity, man. It is insanity. And honestly, like, when you set a boundary for yourself, and people try to evade it and invade your privacy, that's an issue. That's an issue. And that can be one of the worst things that you feel in your entire life. And it truly is, unfortunately. I want everybody to live freely, peacefully, contently, and privately. I want people to be able to focus on God as well. But I also want people to have free will and their own choices. I don't like what these other people are doing, these globalists, these people that are just completely narcissistic, that have a big, huge mind, that think that they're God. I don't like what they're doing. I really don't. God's will for everybody is, obviously, he wants everybody to have a relationship with him. And he wants everybody to choose the right path in society and life. I don't like it when people try to torture other people, torment other people. I don't like it when people go after the black sheep. I really don't. And there was a huge campaign going after the black sheep for a long, long time. And when you see it, you can't unsee it, unfortunately. They were going after the black sheep. They were trying to prey on these people. And they were saying pretty much how they wanted to cure the empath out of a person. It was very sick and demented. And I don't like that. I really don't. It's disgusting. They're predators. They're disgusting, vile, wicked. And honestly, I truly believe, in my opinion, that the world would be better off without those people alive. The ones that are going and preying on others. Legally and constitutionally, they should just go hang themselves. Honestly. I really, truly believe that. It is beyond what anybody and nobody understands that. Evil is the thing that people don't want to see in this world. Everybody wants to be able to just live freely, live contently. I want to be able to come home without being harassed and stalked all the time. I really do. Like, that's just how I am, you know. And that's just the truth. Anybody that has eyes to see it can see it. It's very covert, subliminal. It's very cautious, but not too much of it to where they let themselves off. They get to a point to where I totally agree with that, actually. He does. If you can't even get any, like, rest on Sabbath, for example. I'm a very Sabbath person. if you can't get rest on Sabbath and they're torturing you with noise or anything like that, it can get very, you know, and God knows everything. God knows. He's not happy whatsoever. I know the Antichrist is going to rule. He'll be the one that will take charge next. It won't be who you think it will be. It will be somebody who has been in the public but is remaining private. I agree with that 100%. I like that. Thank you. God bless you. It's annoying, honestly. Like, you're supposed to just be able to go home after, like, work or whatever you do. You're supposed to be able to just chill, mind your business or whatever. If you choose to put yourself out there, that's, you know, ultimately your choice. And I like people having that choice, having that free will. I try to fight for that every day. I've been consistent in that. I've been going after these types of people for a while, and they gain up on you. They try to gain up on people, and they try to force people into their occults. And it's annoying. It really is. Like, nobody understands. Nobody understands except for God's chosen. And it's just the truth, honestly. You know, I can sit on here, I can just be me, I can do me, and I don't mind it at all. Like, I actually like it. I love being able to be on here, be me, show me before the world. Not the people that think they know me, but the people that know me. Because I've been consistent. I've been standing up for God's will. I've been showing God's will in everything that I do. All these people, they just use Satan's agenda through the FISA Act, you know, Jeremiah 5:26 through 5:31, you know. And it's terrible. It really is. Like, you see how they're trying to force people almost to act robotic, almost to forcibly worship like an image, you know. And that's what they're trying to do. And it's disgusting. It really is. God didn't say for everybody to worship an image. He said to worship God. And when you're surrounded by a lot of people in the crowds that you want nothing to do with, and then you're just coming home. And then there's some people that you agree with in some cases, and then you just want to go home and live your life. That's just what you want to do, you know. It's part of normal everyday life. And I don't get to do the things that I've been needing to do. I feel like if the red heifer was a sacrifice, he would be a Sasquatch. Who knows? You know. I feel like it would be a ritualistic, satanic, occultist sacrifice, if you know what I'm saying. Because they would look for the pure red heifer. And that's what they're trying to do. That's actually what they're trying to do. They want somebody who's pure, blameless, who's got kindness in their heart, sympathy for people, who likes everybody's. And I appreciate everybody that has been in my life. I really do. As you can see, I zone off a lot because I'm minding my business, I'm preaching the word, and that's just who I am. I've been, really focusing on God because He was there for me when nobody else was. And that's just the truth. And everybody wanted to forcibly try to get me to, when they thought they knew me, they didn't really know me. These were people that had cut off, and they believed whatever was, thought of, or whatever was speculated about. They treated somebody like me, it was like they were, it's like I'm a zoo animal in a cage. That's what it feels like. That's what they do. It's subliminal, it's covert. And all you try to do is just live your life. That's all you try to do. You go out and you just enjoy your life, and people don't like that. People want to take the things that are normal and almost desensitize you like a robot to become like one. And it's kind of terrible if you think about it. That's what they're trying to do with this whole beast system. And it's awful. People that see it. And there's a lot of things that I know that are going to be revealed in the light. And a lot of people know that I know. And I think a lot of people know more things about the light. And I want people to be able to focus on that narrow way instead of the wide way. That is completely correct. The world hated me, and it will hate you also. And that's the truth of it. That's what we're seeing nowadays. It really is unfortunate. But that's part of the last days. They are going to try anything to, even with this whole movement of trying to forcibly censor speech on this platform. They're willing to do anything just for a little bit of control. And that's the truth. They just want that 1% while you can give your 99% to other things. And it says to give God your all in the Bible, which is the truth. It is the way. And I agree with that 100%. And I've seen a lot that I wish I could unsee. I wish I could go back to that other me from 2023 that was awake but not too awake, you know what I'm saying? But even then, like, I had amnesia and I didn't even know that I did. It was almost like you know, and people wanted to treat me terribly just for having that. When I realized who I was through God and who God wanted me to see, who belongs and who doesn't. You know, the separating the wheat and the tares. He gave me that specific, you know. And even then, I was still like in the process of waking up, and I could see everybody just start to act a certain way around me, and it was like I was not living, you know, 2023 anymore. It was like I was living 1984, or, you know. That's just the truth. Like, they will, a lot of people will probably submit to the Antichrist, unfortunately, and that's what they want to do. They want to get people accustomed to that. And I'm fighting against this every day. I've been for 2, 3, 4 years. And I'm not going to stop. I agree with that. 100%. It is unfortunate that our society, there's churches out there, some churches, that will give in to occult preachings, witchcraft, other things, and those are the ones that you should try to avoid as much as possible, especially in the end times. And I had to get away from it to see who was good and who was not. And a lot of people actually try to condemn you for it, for stepping out to discern. And that's just the truth. If you know who the wicked one will represent, it will be a movement of trying to divide, conquer, and then proceed. I agree. It is really tough when your spirit is on fire for God, and you know the things that they've done to you physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, that could literally put them, you know. That's how bad it was for me, at least. it was really that bad. Um, they really did do the things that they said that they would do to me, and then they did it to me. And it was awful. Like, I truly didn't deserve it at all. I was on my walk with God. I was trying to discover myself. And I was trying to make, you know, everybody, I was trying to do what I needed to do in my own life to be who I needed. And to be the very person that I needed in my life, you know. And most people didn't know that. Most people wanted to assume that I was just living for the world or whatever, based on what they saw on the outside, or based on speculation, based on accusations, based on rumors. Those are just fiery arrows that the wicked uses on people every day. When you have eyes to see, you'll see that. And it's unfortunate because these types of things don't trump human rights, individual rights. At the end of the day, it all comes down to that one verse. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, which means you have God-given rights. You have individual rights. And anybody trying to invade privacy, evade boundaries, is not doing God's will. That's just the truth. That specific verse triumphs the devil's plot, triumphs Satan's plot over your life. And I'm seeing a lot more people, possibly. I try not to, but I want people to follow God if they choose to. It's their free will, their free choice. Exactly. God did give everybody divine authority to rule the earth. And most of the really, really, really evil people out there don't want people to unite under that in general. And it's those people, those powers specifically, those invisible spiritual powers that want everybody led astray, that wants people to divide and not be for God. And that's just truth. It takes a lot of willpower to be able to follow God and to be able to follow Him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And that's really what it comes down to. It's a consistent path. Christ did say that if you do stumble, He'll pick you up. And the wicked will fall, but the righteous will only stumble for a moment to get back up. And that's just the truth. It doesn't matter where you are in your life, spiritually. It just matters what God thinks. Because the world thought Jesus was a witch or a demon, and they crucified him 2,000 years ago for it. That's what the Pharisees thought. That's what the Jews thought. That's what the Romans thought. And they crucified him on that cross. So that just goes to show that the world's opinion doesn't matter. It's what God thinks. Alright, I think I'm going to end this live. Thank you guys for watching. And I think I'll be just chilling, honestly. I really don't know. But I appreciate all you guys, and I will be praying for each and every one of you. God bless. Peace.